I've seen some insane limited time troops over my decade of playing Clash, but the Clash of Mania troops, easily the best I've ever used. Sure, the Lava Loon might be the strongest on paper, but it felt mind-numbingly boring to use. These new troops though, they're different. Each with their own playstyle, and when used at a high level, don't just push the meta, they break it, while actually being fun to use at the same time. So in today's video, I'm going to be covering just how strong these new troops are, how they stack up against past limited troops, and why we might never see limited troops this strong and fun again. I'm going to start off by talking about why these new troops are so fun. These new troops offer abilities and playstyles that will keep you engaged, whether you're using the yeeters and throwing his buddies into the center of the base, doing insanely powerful cane walks, or just spamming the disarmers. No matter what, you're going to be having fun. So let's talk about the fun factor of every troop. Let's take a look at the yeeter, for example. He has an extremely quirky trait of throwing his buddies into the base, having extra long range just like the thrower, and while he's not the strongest out of all the WWE troops, he's still a lot of fun to use. As for the disarmer, her tankiness and revives make her a reliable powerhouse. It's really fun to watch her die and just come back to life and destroy everything. So she might arguably be the most boring to use at the current moment, but boy is she powerful. Kayn, in my opinion, is the most exciting due to his fiery aura, just because of how strong he is and how much fun it is to be constantly placing the invis spells. I'm sure those of you who have tried it will agree. Finally, the giant. He, in my opinion, is the least characteristic. He's just a big dude with splash damage and he becomes enraged. Kind of similar to the big boys from the Super Witches, but instead they have splash damage and become enraged. Also, fun fact, they have the highest HP stat in the entire game. All of the Clash of Mania troops have a unique WWE inspired aesthetic, and while they play really fun and powerful, they look really sick while doing it. Especially Kayn. Kayn is my favorite. And everybody in the community is loving it, except for a few people who are crying.
They're getting out of hand, they're too strong.
But the community's overall reaction to these troops, it is a resounding positive. So now let's take a look at how they stack up against past limited troops. You guys remember Lava Loon? Undoubtedly the strongest limited time troop in the entire game. But let's be honest, it got very repetitive. It was strong, sure, but it never really changed the way that you played the game. In every attack, you just spammed one troop in one area and just rage spelled them. Contrasting with the Clash of Mania troops, they introduced dynamic mechanics that you haven't really seen before with any other limited time troops. With the yeeter adding free extra units, the disarmer having 2 lives, Kayn having aura, and the giant becoming enraged. All of these flip the script on the typical troop strategies and promote fun playstyles. So I really feel like the power of choice gives players more freedom to experiment, especially with the update where you can choose whatever army you want, whenever you want, and it's just making the game a whole lot of fun and impacting the game in a positive way overall. I can't say the same for the balancing side because obviously these things are all OP. Every single one of them can break the game individually if they were added for a permanent duration. So I definitely think everybody should just have fun with them while we have them, because I don't think we're ever going to have anything this strong, fun, and as game-changing as this. The Lava Loon isn't the only one I wanted to compare to. Obviously, there are some really good limited time troops with their own personalities and characteristics similar to this. For example, the giant skeleton back in 2017 dropping a huge death bomb just like in Clash Royale. The royal ghosts having stealth and being completely OP when it comes to trophy pushing. The Azure Dragon, but it was really interesting to see ground and air splash damage, along with the mecha busting through walls and attacking extremely fast. But if we're looking at these 4, they outclass every single other one that's ever been introduced. Obviously, you have some things like the Golem Witch, Hog Wizard from the Clash of Ween one, but come on. The high housing space makes all of these entirely broken because they can justify it by saying, oh, it costs 60 housing space, and just make the most broken troop in the entire game. So while you can only have 5 disarmers, you can smash a whole base with just 5 troops, which is a lot of fun. And I don't think to any extent we've had high housing space troops be complete powerhouses individually. So let's talk about why we might not see any troops like this ever again. Well, it's hard to balance them. Such overpowered troops like this, while maintaining fun and strategy, don't just come and go. This is like a one-time thing. And these troops are so strong and fun that it'll be hard for Clash events to live up to this level of creativity. The game is getting more peak by the day. So I don't doubt that they can, but this has just been an insane season for me. By the way, guys, have you noticed a shift in my content? I'm talking about how good the game is now. I literally got addicted again, and I'm justifying it with these videos. But anyways, these troops' unique abilities and mechanics like reviving, adding units, taking damage, and dealing more as health drops might be too broken to repeat in future seasons. And also, I would like to say that they are nerfing them, but it's only slightly, so they're still all going to be entirely broken. So I'm assuming future troops will be likely to be more balanced and probably more underwhelming. The individual power of these things are insane. With these 4 troops, you have strength, uniqueness, and fun wrapped up all together. Extremely tough to replicate. The Clash team brings these on in limited time events, making them feel rare and once in a lifetime usage. So at the end of the day, these Clash of Mania troops are a one-of-a-kind experience that push the boundaries of what we've previously seen in Clash of Clans. And it's setting the bar really high for future events. But with that being said, I hope each and every one of you guys have a great rest of your day or night. Please subscribe so I get a creator code. And bye-bye.